So this is the Zoo Man, and we're going to talk about President Biden's address to the nation last night. But before we get to that, I want to talk about Kamala Harris's wardrobe selection for last night, and I wonder if she has staff to help her with that, because did anyone notice her brown outfit? It was like a pantsuit. And I gotta say, normally I don't remember what women wear. I don't remember what men wear. I'm just a guy. I just wear, even when I was in the business world, I just generally wore a suit, and I didn't really remember anything what people wore, but I saw her over his shoulder, and a few times she stood up to clap, and it just stood out to me like, here's the Vice President of the United States, and all I kept thinking of is 25, 30 years ago of those old Kmart specials. And I remember the statement she made about Kinko's. I think she probably pulled this outfit out of her closet the last time she was at Kinko's. Oh my goodness. She looked like an ottoman, part of a couch set. Anyway, be that as it may, I just thought that was funny, that outfit. But I want to talk to you about his speech. He's just exhausting, more so than any other politician, because first of all, I still struggle with the fact that he was even elected, but, he lays claim to achievements that, number one, are not even his. And then I'll give you an example. Like he boasted last night that he has added more jobs to the economy than anybody in the last 40 years. But what he fails to tell you is he's eliminated or destroyed jobs in the preceding year. So while the whole country was shut down because of him, more jobs were lost in our history, more under him than any time in our history, with the exception of probably the Great Depression. But so that in the following year, he gets to add those jobs back in. So did he really add the jobs, or he's just putting back lost jobs? You know what I mean? These are not achievements. It's just like fixing potholes, basically. You know what I mean? You're not adding stuff. You're just repairing damage. I don't get it. But people, the Democrats, of course, they don't get that concept of fixing potholes. They stood up and, he's great. Give me a break. And then, of course, he has the nerve to say, in one part of his speech, something about, the previous administration. Of course, he was met with boos. How many jobs have you had in your lifetime, in your career, or multiple jobs, where you can go back and blame your predecessor after you've been in that job for over 2 years? Never. Yet here's the president, our president, still blaming his predecessor after 2 years. Give me a break, And then there's the whole Ukraine issue, right? Ukraine gives him and his crackhead son almost $500 million. And they're probably scratching their heads thinking, why can't you even send us some armament so we can defend ourselves against Russia? And all he does is say, well, we'll back them, once Russia invades some NATO countries, but not until then. Which, you got to take the political stance, but I don't know. The whole thing was fishy. While Biden was in Ukraine making those shady deals with Hunter Biden, just the whole thing could have been prevented. The whole thing could have been prevented. Check out my previous video on Biden's brilliant plan. Check that one out. Anyway, this is the Zoo Man. Again, please subscribe. Let me know your comments. Signing out.